What's up, everyone? I specialize in working with people who've been convicted of violent crimes, and I told this story to a group of them once, and they really liked it, so I'm going to share it with you now. So, back in ancient times, there was a man who was happily married to his wife. They had 3 beautiful children, and one day his wife got a craving for some apples. So she asked him for apples. Now he went all over the area. He couldn't find any apples. So finally he got to the king's garden. And he talked to the king's gardener. He's like, I'm looking for apples. The king's gardener said, look, I have 3 apples left. They're the only 3 apples left in the entire kingdom. I'm going to sell them to you for X amount of dollars. So the guy, he pays X amount of dollars. He gets his 3 apples. He goes home. Now, he had been gone 14 days because this is back in ancient times, right? They had to, you're going out looking for something that's going to take a while. You can't have Amazon ship it to you. So by the time he gets home, he gives his wife the 3 apples. And she says, thank you so much. But, it was 2 weeks ago that she had the craving for apples. So she sets the apples down on her nightstand by the bed. So the man says, all right, cool. He goes to work. So he's at work. And as he's at work, he sees a man walking down the street flipping up an apple. So he's looking, he's going, man, wait a minute. I was gone 14 days. I spent X amount of dollars on this apple. They told me those are the only 3 apples left in the kingdom. So he goes up to this stranger. And he says, excuse me, my man. He said, can I ask you, where did you get that apple? And the man looked at this. He said, all this. He said, I got this from my mistress. Yeah, her husband was gone 14 days. He spent X amount of dollars on this apple. So this guy was heated. He was furious. Oh, my goodness. So he goes home and he looks, and on the nightstand, there are 2 apples. So he asked his wife, he said, where's the 3rd apple? And she said, I don't know. I have no idea. And he said, where is the 3rd apple? And she said, I don't know. I don't know where it is. And he said, I'm telling you one more time. Tell me where the 3rd apple is. And she said, I don't know. He was furious. He said, you're lying. He takes out a knife. He stabs her. Like he stabs her, his wife. He kills her on the spot. Now, as I was telling this story to my group of men who were convicted of violent crimes, one of the men in the group, he said, yeah, he got her. He got her. So I said, hold on, there's more to the story. So he takes his wife's body, he takes it down to the river, disposes of the body, and he's coming back up and he's thinking, I don't know where things went wrong. We were so happily married, and I don't know when things turned left. But then he started thinking of his kids. He thought, what am I going to say to them? And all of a sudden, he sees his youngest boy coming toward him. And now things are hitting him like a ton of bricks. But then he looks up and he sees his son, and his son is all disheveled. He's got a black eye. So the father looks at him. He says, what happened to you? He says, Daddy, please don't be mad at me. He said, but this morning, I stole one of Mommy's apples. And when the guy tried to take it off me, I said, you can't take this off me. My daddy was gone 14 days for this apple. He spent X amount of dollars. And if you're saying to yourself, oh my goodness, right now, imagine what that man in my group was saying. He said, oh. I said, brother, do you understand why you're in this group? And he did. And it was a powerful lesson. But it's more than just a powerful lesson for somebody you think might be out there. It's a lesson for you, and it's a lesson for me. Because what happened to that man is something that happens to you and me on the daily. It's called confirmation bias. You see, confirmation bias occurs anytime we look to confirm information that we already believe. And unfortunately, we do this so frequently that we very, very rarely open ourselves up to new knowledge. Why? Because think about it. If you have political beliefs, whatever your political beliefs are, you just look to confirm what you already believe. There's no openness. There's no actually asking questions to truly learn. You're only asking questions to prove your side right. Whatever your beliefs are in life, you are susceptible to confirmation bias. And the problem with it is this: it's natural, it's a part of human behavior, so it's not like you can get rid of confirmation bias. However, you can become keenly aware of it so that you don't allow it to steer you down a path like the man from the story of the three apples. And you might think, well, I would never go that far on something I believe. However, how many people in today's world ostracize themselves from anyone who disagrees with them? How many people absolutely attack others who think, feel, believe, or act differently from how they think they should act? So think about how many people will end friendships and relationships because someone else believes differently. And then we actively seek to reinforce what we already know. And the crazy part about all of that is this: wherever I've gone, I've interacted with thousands of people all over the world. And anywhere I've gone, people are always, 100% of the time, willing to say that they have more to learn in this life. And yet, if people truly believe that they have more to learn in this life, then why is it that we seek to defend so fiercely any thoughts or beliefs that we have? Don't allow the story of the three apples just to be a cool story. Instead, allow it to motivate you, to challenge yourself in every given situation where you seek to confirm what you already believe. And I can promise you this: many people will say, yes, I understand what confirmation bias is. Okay, because I understand it intellectually, then I'm not susceptible to it. But that's wrong. You see, confirmation bias is a defense mechanism. So it doesn't matter how aware you are about what it is. It matters how you handle it when it arises. And if you are doing something like saying to yourself or others, oh yeah, I know what confirmation bias is, so I'm not doing that, and then you go on, that's called the yes, but game. Yes, I understand what it is, comma, but now I'm just going to go on using it anyway. So challenge yourself. And you'll hear me say this time and again: challenge yourself. Because it is easy to challenge others. And when you're steeped in your belief system, when you're steeped in confirmation bias, then challenging someone who believes differently, that's a piece of cake. That takes no self-discipline. That takes no intellectual challenge. To challenge someone else is easy. What I invite you to do is challenge yourself. Challenge your own ego. Of course, you can look for whatever you want to find. In life, you will find anything you look for. If you want to see someone as dumb, it doesn't matter what that person does. You will wait until they mess up in some way, because we're all human beings. And when they mess up, you'll say, see, they're dumb. And if you want to see someone as good, it doesn't matter what that person does. You'll say, see, they're good. They didn't mean to. And if you want to see someone as bad, it doesn't matter what they do. It only matters what you actively seek to see them do. Challenge yourself to challenge your confirmation biases. Because the more aware you become of them, the more en route to peace you are. And more than anything, as I say all the time, that's what I want for you. That's what I want for all of us. So until next time, as always, I wish you much peace.